but the roots hanging down into the water is a supplemental feed for your fish. So you've got a sort of a safety margin feed for your fish. So this will actually be a combination, plant fed and fish feeder. It won't give them everything that they need, but you could leave them for longer than you would otherwise, and they would just eat the roots off.
So you're
That'll supplement their diet.
Almost here.
Pardon me?
You almost have 5. These are considered.
Yeah, these are part of these are right. When you add up 4, 5, 6, there's actually 6 grow beds here. There's 2 of these, and 4 of these. When you add it all together, it's about 70 or 80 square feet of growing area.
So you'd have fish in both of these large ones?
Yes.
How many can you put in here with this many grow beds? How many fish?
Well, that depends on how hard you want to push your system. There's a lot of opinion on that. I would say somewhere between 200 fish and 400 fish. It depends on the size of the fish, the species of the fish, how fast you want them to grow, so how much you're feeding them, how much plants you've got growing in your system. There's a whole lot of variables there. I mean, that's one of the things that you just kind of have to learn by experience, because every single aquaponic system is pretty much different. I mean, they're all in different places. They have different amounts of sunlight. They have different management. They have different water that goes into them. Some water is higher in iron and others is not. So every single system has to be managed intelligently. There's not just a cookie cutter way to say, just do it this way and it'll work perfectly. I mean, it is pretty easy. I don't want to make it sound too hard. I mean, it's not rocket science. That's really, if you don't remember anything else, just remember that. It's not rocket science. There's a lot of people that have tried this all over the world, and some of them have had problems with it, but I'd say most people that have tried it have been happy with it and have found it to be a much better way to garden than growing in the soil.
Would you want to put 2 types of fish right here, or just stick to just tilapia or a couple breeds?
Well, it depends on what you want to do. There's a lot of different things about different kinds of fish, which you'd have to, that comes down to your situation. If you can control temperature year round, tilapia is actually a very good choice, and you'll see a lot of tilapia in aquaponics because they grow fast, they reproduce well, so you can raise your own, next crop of fish, and they breed reliably. So it's a good fish that way, but it has an Achilles heel, which is temperature. It's a tropical fish, so you have to keep it warm. In this system, we're going to be running goldfish to start out because we don't have to worry about controlling temperature so much. And then basically we're going after plants, not meat. Although we will get to the tilapia because everybody really wants to grow food, protein in these systems, and that is a very important concept of aquaponics, that you can raise protein in a way that doesn't destroy the planet. Which is, if you don't take anything else away from what I say, the way we raise protein is destroying the planet. We have to change the way we raise protein. And tilapia, aquaponics, tilapia offer us a way of raising protein which is very sustainable and very ecologically friendly to the environment.
So you talked about water earlier. Does this help in the evaporation one, and how much do you have to refill these things?
Well, this one's sitting right in the sun, so it's going to use some water.
Sure.
There's going to be some evaporation. Once your plants are established and they're not little seedlings, you can adjust your flood depth using these precision adjusters to where it's only flooding the bottom 4 or 5 inches, so that cuts down the evaporation. Now these tanks, you've got to have a little bit of open air because they're going to be aerated and it has to have somewhere to breathe out. But this will cut down evaporation. Obviously, you'll have some. But compared to regular farming, I mean, it's just a tiny fraction of the water usage. So I don't know. I'm hoping to put a meter on this one when we have a pipe slumming through this. It'll top up the sump whenever it drops down. Whenever it needs more water, it'll let more water in automatically, and it'll measure that water. So we're going to try and get a meter on that so that we can actually measure the water use of this unit, and then we'll have some baseline numbers. whatever it is, it's a lot less than gardening in the dirt. And I don't know exactly what the water use is going to be on this system right here. We probably should have some kind of a shade cloth over the top of it, because we're going to try and grow like lettuces and greens and things like that. And this much sunlight, it might be too much for it, but we're going to try it like this just to start out. And if we need shade, we'll just attach some shade structure to these posts, and we'll put a little bit of shade over the top of it.
What kind of water is it?
This water is just city water.
City water?
Yeah, when you put your city water into your system, you got to treat it with a chloramine remover, because that stuff is designed to kill bacteria, and this system is designed to run on bacteria. This is a bacteria farm right here. That's where this is the real magic in this system is the bacteria that cover these rocks, and it gets a little bit of water, a little bit of air. It doesn't like sunlight, so it's dark in there. This is a bacterial colony. And once that bacteria finally goes through its maturation process, which takes a couple of months, once that bacteria is set up and really working in here, then you can bring up your fish population. Then you have really efficient nitrification, which is the process of breaking down the ammonia that the fish give off into nitrates that the plants take up.
What do you think the water temperature is going to run here?
It's going to be pretty warm.
Tilapia are warm water fish, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're tropical. They live in Egypt, so I mean they can handle 100-degree water.
We're going to have problems with our tilapia when we go to winter.
Yes, that's the Achilles heel of
No,
the...
they're not. They're my babies now.
I'm
I'm not even going to eat them.
About 55. About 55.
Would you recommend using distilled water or spring water?
No, just use your regular city water. You're going to use, I mean, it takes a lot of water to fill this thing up. 500 gallons at least, probably 6 or 7 by the time you get done, filling it